my duty to place before the people the truth. India's economy is challenged. Without reforms, the risk of a sharp and continuing slowdown of the economy will be present.
The finance minister says India's economic slowdown has bottomed out, but a full recovery is still some time away and needs some tough decisions. Hello and welcome. You're with We Mean Business. I'm Shweta Rajpalkoli. On the show today, we're asking if the worst is over for the Indian economy or not. Let me introduce our guests on the show today. With me here in the Delhi studio, TCA Srinivasa Raghavan, Senior Associate Editor of the Hindu Business Line. Also joining us, Mr. Chandan Mitra, BJP MP and Editor-in-Chief of the Pioneer. Mr. Vikram Singh Mehta, Chairman of the Shell Group of Companies, also joins us on a link. Mr. TV Mohandas Pai, Chairman of the Manipal Global Education Services, joins us from Bangalore, and from Hyderabad, Krishnamurthy Subramanian, Assistant Professor of Finance at the Indian School of Business, Hyderabad. Many thanks all of you for being with us on the show. Before we start, let me actually play out what the Finance Minister had to say with regard to recovery and reforms. Let's listen in.
It is my duty to place before the people the truth. India's economy is challenged. The state of the economy is reflected by universally accepted indicators such as the fiscal deficit, the revenue deficit, and the current account deficit. Let me tell you the plain truth. Without reforms, the risk of a sharp and continuing slowdown of the economy will be present, and we cannot afford that risk given the imperative need to generate jobs and incomes for a large population, most of whom are young.
All right, so clearly the Finance Minister there saying it is his duty to place before the people of the country and the media the real position with regard to the economy. So let's start with our discussion on whether the worst is really over for the Indian economy or not. Mr. Vikram Singh Mehta, clearly optimism has returned, and we know corporate India wholeheartedly has welcomed the recent wave of reforms. But is it too early to say that the worst is over?
I think that's not the question to ask. I think the question, because you can always go deeper into a hole. If the present initiatives falter for whatever reason, the progress that we have seen or the uptick that we have seen might well reverse. So I wouldn't say that the worst is over. What I would say is that the steps that the government has taken over the last few weeks are small steps in the right direction. They have reinvigorated confidence in the Indian economy. They've certainly allowed the Finance Minister and the Prime Minister to look towards rebalancing the macroeconomy. The microeconomy, that is the industrial sector, are now more confident about the prospects in the economy, and that will definitely lead to investments. So all I can say right now is that we need to build on this first small step. The government needs to take a second larger step, and also in the same direction. And only with those steps are we going to reach a stage where perhaps the answer to your question would be a firm yes.
All right, so clearly Mr. Mehta there also a bit cautious, and there is cautious optimism as is evident within the responses of corporate India. Mr. Mehta rightly said these are small steps in the right direction, but I am sure the BJP will say these are big steps in the wrong direction. Am I right, Mr. Mitra?
Yes, I think you have summarized it very well, because you look at it dispassionately and not get carried away by euphoria, as some sections of industry and a section of the media seems to be getting carried away. There is very little reason for enthusiasm. It is not being taken into account that many of these steps are going to lead to runaway inflation. As it is, inflation is running in double digits, and the impact of diesel price hikes and the LPG price hike plus subsidy cuts, all of this is going to put further pressure on an economy which is already in an inflationary spiral. So the expectation that there will be significant economic growth is, I think, going to be belied in a matter of few months altogether. And on top of it, we do not find any signs of the industrial investment climate picking up.
India's #1 news app just got even better. Download NDTV's new app. Fully optimized for retina display. Full screen view. Faster response time. And Sudoku. NDTV's new iPad app. Download now.